Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Dr. Ferry Darmawan, and I'm a member of a research team that leader by Dr. Dedeh Fardiah. The other member of research team are Dr. Rinawati, and then Yuristia Wira Cholifah, and Sandi Ibrahim Abdullah. This study is a multi-year study research, and this is focused on how effective the education provided by Jabar Sabar Hoax through social media to the public and increasing media literacy related to hoax. And title of our research is the impact of hoax educational content and Instagram in improving people's digital literacy skills. Okay, introduction this research. In the social media space, everyone can participate in producing informational content and disseminating it so that a new phenomenon of citizen journalism emerges. Individuals act as producers as well as targets of social media content at the same time. Ironically, various hoax information appears due to freedom of expression on social media, whether created and spread intentionally or not. Unfortunately, the abundance of hoax information is not balanced with the high understanding of hoax digital literacy in society. Hoaxes affect all circles, and they do not know the gender, educational background, and social and economic hierarchy. As the result, they cannot distinguish which news is trustworthy and which is false. This study used a correlational method to related variable X, is the impact of hoax educational content on Instagram at Jabar Sabar Hoax, to variable Y, which is community digital literacy ability. The research was conducted by referring to the Digital Literacy Ability Guidelines issued by the Ministry of Communication and Informatics. Based on this guideline, researchers limit their digital literacy skills to the aspect of digital ethics. As we can see a diagram about digital ethics, there is 4 digital ethics aspects. Okay, the result and discussion of this study aims to determine the impact of digital literacy education at Jabar Sabar Hoax in improving people's digital literacy. The data used in this study was primary data based on questionnaire shared with followers at Jabar Sabar Hoax. Based on the initial assumption that variable usage, which includes access intensity, delivery methods, and technique for presenting Instagram content at Jabar Sabar Hoax, is partially predicted to have an impact on the digital literacy ability of Instagram followers, it turns out that the results show that there is no correlation between the intensity of accessibility and presentation technique with the high knowledge of digital literacy. However, there is a correlation between the way Instagram content is delivered at Jabar Sabar Hoax and the level of digital literacy skill. The result of research that statistics have tests show that there is no relationship between the intensity of educational accessibility of hoax content on Instagram at Jabar Sabar Hoax to the level of digital literacy ability of the community. This means that the level of digital literacy is not caused by whether or not an individual often accesses Instagram content. When viewed from the distribution map of accessibility intensity, it shows that the level accessibility is in a position that is not related to the competence of digital literacy. How to deliver content is a step taken by the Jabar Sabar Hoax Instagram account in educating digital literacy. Based on the hypothesis test result, there is a relationship between the way of delivering hoax educational content on Instagram at Jabar Sabar Hoax and the level of people's digital literacy skills. The result of this study mean that the more attractive the way digital literacy educational content is delivered on Instagram, the higher the level of digital literacy ability. Educational content is intended to convey information in the form of things that increase the knowledge of its audience. Educational content usually includes learning materials, health content, tutorials, and many other types of academic content that can be created. And then the result of the third variable hypothesis test from finished research are that there is no relationship between the technique of presenting hoax educational content on Instagram Jabar Sabar Hoax and the level of digital literacy skills of the community. This means that the high and the low digital literacy skills are not solely from the presentation technique on Instagram. Content presentation technique are various format and information present through media, especially new media in writing, image, sound, or audio and or video. The finding of the study which show that there is no correlation between these two variables, give an idea that the variation in forms that have been the attraction of followers to listen to Instagram does not apply to the context of the search for information about hoax. Okay, the conclusion of this research based on the study results, the intensity of educational accessibility of hoax content on Instagram at Jabar Sabar Hoax has no impact on people's digital literacy skills. Then it is necessary to improve the strategy of utilizing content so that in one view or post, it can be attractive so that the audience digests useful, simple, and easily digestible content. Meanwhile, the strategy of delivering Hawks educational content carried out by at Jabar Sabar Hawks need to be maintained and can be the passion of the at Jabar Sabar Hawks team to provide education through the delivery of clarification of content indicated by hoaxes through a fact-checking model from credible official source so that it becomes a reference for the audience in seeking the truth of information. Another thing that needs to be improved is the extension of exciting content that has been done so far, such as narration, audio, visual, or audiovisual, where this technique is in demand by followers so that it correlates to improving digital literacy skill. Okay, thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.